Slacktail Squad, assemble.
If you were listening to this, you remember the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, here remotely, is my friend from many decades? Decades? It's been decades. My friend for decades, also known as Little Turban Finger. My good friend, the Ricker. Say hello, Rick.
Number one, that was too many minis. And number two, no turban finger. Hi, everybody.
Well, if he's not Turban Fever, would you call him Wild Onion Finger?
What? All right, fine.
You're like, okay, go with Turban Finger. Turban Finger it is. Turban Finger it is.
Mr. Scary Finger.
What have you been up to this week so far?
Working and then working some more.
Yeah.
Working in
are you giving
Bangor, Michigan.
Are you giving Bangor? I don't even know or.
That's all right. I didn't bang.
My daughter used to play soccer there quite often, and every time we would go there, I would be like, Bangor. Yeah, I don't even know or.
Yep,
Yeah.
cheesy dad jokes.
That's not a dad joke. It's just cool because I'm cool like that. I'm cool.
Oh,
My jokes aren't
you have
dad
to say
jokes.
you're cool. You're usually not.
Well, I know I'm not cool. That's fine. It is just the Ricker and I today. So he will be exposed, not that way. He will be exposed to, I believe he thinks that might be something wrong with me, but I'm going to prove to him that my dreams are completely sane. I'm going to describe to him my dreams from the past 2 nights and see what he thinks. What do you think about that, Rick?
I think that sounds like happy big fun. Let's do it.
All righty. Okay, 2 nights ago, I had to take this. Now, this is a dream. Now, people often say, oh, I had the same dream. I have the same dream all the time. That's not true. You don't have the same dream. One of 2 things happens. Either you have a dream that is very similar to the other themes of dreams that you've had before, or the dream that you have is familiar and you believe that you've had that dream before. I don't think anybody can truly have the exact dream. It's not like you're putting in a DVD and watching the same movie. It doesn't happen like that. Somebody prove me wrong. You'll never learn anything on this podcast. I am infallible. Moving on. All right. So I often have dreams where I've purchased a new home. I know it sounds weird, but many things will happen with the purchase of this new home. Now, generally, I will purchase a new home. It looks completely fine when I purchase it, but after I've bought it, we find things that we didn't find when we did the original inspection or the house was inspected. Tracking with me so far?
Yeah.
All right, let me give you an example. 2 nights ago, the dream I had was we got a new house, and one of the issues was instead of having, the attic, instead of having the particle board floors in the attic, it was just the trusses with the cross beams. Make sense?
So no ceiling?
No ceiling or floor, depending on your perspective. However, when we bought the house, it had a floor. Okay, now, not only did it not have a floor, it had boards across the beams, but they weren't like your standard heavy-duty board. Some of them were, and some of them weren't. Now, for some reason, I kept going up there to determine what it was we were going to do to make this better. So I brought in a contractor, and we would have to walk from shaky board to shaky board, and I kept warning him. I was like, be really careful, because none of those were nailed down, and some of them were super thin, like friggin' balsa wood. Not that thin, but pretty friggin' thin. All right, so we're going over everything. He's like, okay, yeah, we can get up here. I can totally fix this. No problem. He goes to steps on the wrong board, falls. And this is really high up. Not like 10 or 12 feet. This is like 30 feet up. He falls. I hear him hit the ground, and I hear no other noise.
Oh. Okay. Is
So-
that the end of the dream, or does it just skip on to some other new crap?
No. So,
Oh.
unfortunately, for some reason, my children followed me up there. Not only did my children follow me up there, and they're little children in this dream.
I was getting ready to ask.
Yep. So they follow me up there. Not only do they follow me up there, but so does my nephew. So they follow me up there, and I'm like, guys, go back down. I show them exactly where to step to get down carefully. They all make it down carefully, but as I turn my head to look back, my nephew falls through. I'm like, fuck. All right. Thankfully, he fell through where the bottom was closer than the 30-foot fall. But it was still a really big fall. So he falls. I'm like, fuck, he's probably dead, but I can hear him. So I'm like, okay. So I quickly rush over there. I'm trying to rush over, but his parents got there before me. Now, this is where it gets a little weird. I will admit this might be a little bit weird. Okay. His father goes and starts moving him around instead of holding his head in place. Because I'm like, you can't move him. He just took a fall straight onto his freaking back. And so I go up there and like shoo him away, and I hold my nephew's head in a position where it's a neutral position so that I'm protecting his neck and his cervical spine. Here's where it gets odd. My nephew, normal sized kid at this time when he falls, when I go over to grab him, size of my thumb. He is that tiny. He's just a little tiny thing with a little tiny head, and I'm trying to hold it straight, but he keeps trying to flop around, and I'm afraid he's going to break his neck.
And this is it?
Well, yeah, basically. That's
So many things to address here.
all right. Now the Ricker, let me just say, Ricker is not a medical person. He is not trained not trained in psychology. Let's get to a little bit of background. Ricker, where did you get your PhD?
I haven't a PhD.
All right, let's go to your master's degree in psychology. Where did you obtain that?
I have absolutely no master's degree in psychology.
All right, so we've set the stage. Ricker does not know anything about...
I don't even have a community college education in psychology.
That's
I'm just
all right.
a little psychologically fucked up.
That's all right. Well, that's okay. That's all the qualifications you need to interpret dreams.
Good.
All right, go ahead and begin your dream analysis, or as I say, embrace the Beaveman's dreamscape.
So your house was in East Bradenton. I know because I used to go up in those attics, and the only thing they had for a floor in the attic was drywall. You could literally walk in between the trusses and fall through. 2, I've done a very similar thing in real life, stepping on a stringer of a build 30 feet off the ground and fell through. And the only thing that stopped me was I put my arms out and smashed both back to teeth on myself falling through and didn't go all the way down. And also, this is very technical with a lot of detail for a dream.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me my dreams are very detailed. I don't know why. Most people don't remember much of the dream at all.
Yeah, I don't usually remember a whole lot. I remember the high points, but little things like medical training would escape me in a dream. I would be completely helpless regardless of any kind of medical background. I might have a tendency to aim more towards flights of fancy than medical know-how or any type of know-how. So there, I'm impressed with that. Now, let's talk about what it means.
So I think what you're saying before we go on too much, basically what you're saying is I'm some sort of a genius.
Sure.
My brain is
exactly
super highly functional.
Absolutely, especially while you're sleeping. Not so much while you're awake, but while you're sleeping, it's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I would tend to agree.
So the obvious thought, which dreams are never obvious, would be that your fear of things falling apart and you having to save everybody is huge. But I don't think that's what it really means.
Oh, what do you think it really means then?
I have no idea. We'll have to look into that.
I have no idea. Fuck, I don't know.
Normally it means something dumb, like, you have past trauma that had nothing to do with a broken house. I don't know. But the way it reads is like you're worried about your life being a house of cards and falling apart and you having to rescue everybody and failing.
Ah. Yeah. Definitely didn't do it. Definitely didn't help that contractor out. He was dead. The contractor was dead.
You told him where to step. That's on him.
I guess.
I would like to hear somebody with some type of formal psychological education interpret that a little bit, or at least give like a shrink's version of what they think that reads, because that is incredibly technical for a dream.
Now, I did say that I typically have some similar dreams, right? So the whole thing that's typically is that the house is always in disrepair in some way. So sometimes it's a really nice house, and for some reason now the windows are missing. That's really weird. Or this is the one that's really weird that I have very often, is where you have to go downstairs to do whatever, okay? But they're incomplete stairs. So you have to jump down to get to the bottom floor. And then when you get back up, of course, there's no ladder. You have to pull yourself up. And then even though you've gone down, there was a big entrance to go down the stairs. When you go back, the entrance is tiny and you can barely squeeze your body back through.
So it sounds like you're afraid of making an investment and being let down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I bought this house. It cost $400,000 and the fucking stairs are missing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, the windows are missing. Shit, it's killing people.
Yeah.
My $400,000 house is a money pit.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the other dream I'll have, very similar. Now, this is also a very similar theme. The stairway, very similar theme. I'll have that time and time again, where it's very hard to get into a room or whatever. It's a very tiny space to get in there. That happens a lot. And Ricker's frozen. Hopefully he's not gone, or I'm just rambling on and on for no apparent reason. All right. Hopefully he pops back in a second. All right, now you're back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. I went all the way back over and started from the beginning of the email with the invite on it. So I guess you'll have to do some creative editing on that.
Oh, it's all right. I marked it.
My internet's fine. Everything's good.
It is not a problem. It is not an issue. Okay, so back to common themes. Okay, so the common theme is it's always like a house, right? So the common theme is always hard to get into another room, whatever. Here's another weird common theme with that same thing with buying a house. There's always all these multiple rooms that I never saw when I bought the house. So you just keep finding these different rooms. And sometimes they're furnished, sometimes they have books and everything like that. And sometimes this happens very often with the different versions of the different houses I bought, there will be a attic. You go up into the attic, but in the attic, there is another, what would you call it? Like a sub attic? Or I guess it wouldn't be sub because it's not a below, but another attic. Like a room that's built in the attic slightly above it. And that room is clearly a portal to hell. It's haunted. There's a demon, some shit like that. So I go up there and I find that. I get this
now we're talking.
True sense of evil when I go up there. And now despite the fact that I'm like, yeah, I can't, I don't like the paranormal. In my dreams, I'm like, fuck you, demon, get out of my house. Or if you're going to stay here, your ass is going to pay rent. Or fuck you, you can't do shit. Stay in your freaking own dimension. Or fucking leave. And then I'll even go up there and taunt it and be like, yeah, what you going to do? Fuck you going to do? You ain't going to do shit, are you? You won't even come out anymore. You're scared to come out. Fuck you. But then I can't sell the house because I'm like, well, if I sell the house, then these poor people, how are they going to deal with this interdimensional demon friggin' door?
So these are deep-seated mommy issues. No, I'm just kidding. I have to
make some shit up. Make it interesting, Rick. Told you had to do this.
I totally wanted to go that route, but it's just maybe too true. Yeah, that's I like the whole demon house thing. I've had similar types of dreams, but I don't confront, I just float away.
You're 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah, 2 feet off the ground and floating through the house. Neener, neener, neener. That's you got some deep-seated fears, man. Or you just really want to fight a fucking demon. I mean, it's not the first time I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah. I feel like I could tag in my jacked version of Jesus, though. I'm like, whoosh. You're fucked, demon.
Jacked, what? Jacked, white, blue-eyed Jesus?
No, he's not blue-eyed. He's dark and he's buff. He's like basically, if you could imagine Conan the Cimmerian, that's my version of Jesus.
The Cimmerian.
Except he doesn't have blue eyes. He's got brown eyes, and he's like a big bronzed Jesus.
Okay.
He's like, bring it, motherfucker. My Jesus swears also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just doesn't take his own name in vain because that'd be fucked up.
It's just like, then he's talking about himself in the third person, and it gets all weird.
Jesus is going to kick your ass.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. It's okay if I say it. I'm like, prepare to die. Jesus is going to kick your ass. Then if we get really riled up, sometimes we'll tag in, the Archangel Michael. We're like, oh, yeah.
No.
We're like, deal with our light work, Michael.
Right. It's just your common run-of-the-mill demon. It's not like it's actual Satan. Quit being a pussy.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is that dream is completely normal.
Sure. Okay. Completely normal. I mean, isn't every dream completely normal when you think about it? I mean, you have no control over it.
What if this is what's not real? What if this is actually the dream world?
Ooh,
and our dream world is actually the reality?
I can actually talk myself into that thought process if I try hard enough. Mm-hmm. Is this real? Am I really here?
You know how to tell that it's not real?
How?
You can't read in your dreams.
Interesting.
Like if you see a sign and it has words on it and you try really hard to read it, you're like, fuck, I can't read that. Why can't I read it? And then you're like, oh, that must be why.
No shit. I've never considered that. There's never been words in my dreams as far as reading on things or signs or lots of colors.
Yeah. Well, the other thing
I instantly go ahead.
No, the other thing is I've noticed is I'll have dreams where I'm like driving at night, but I can't see really well. And so I'm like trying to open, like my eyes keep closing and I'm trying to like force them open. And then I'm like, oh, it's dummy. You're asleep. That's why you can't see. That's why you're trying to open your eyes because your eyes are closed. You're asleep, you fucking moron.
So somewhat lucid, not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've actually woke myself up in a dream because it was so fucked up. I was like, dude, you're dreaming. Wake up. And I'll wake up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that.
And then I wake up and go, thank God.
Well, that might be why I get so courageous in my dreams too, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is a dream. I'm about to open up a can of whoop ass.
I mean, that does go back to the ability to have some level of intelligence in a dream, thinking of doctor training and whatnot. And maybe you're just actually super intelligent in your dreams.
Interesting. Interesting take on it. We'll go with that. I'm super intelligent in my dreams, or not.
You are also mentally taking things apart and putting them back together in your dreams because you don't want to fuck it up. I don't know the right word for that.
Okay. I don't either. Also, not a psychologist or an interpreter of the dreamscape.
We'll have to get Swan to look it up on Dr. Google.
All right, moving on to the dream I had last night. Oh, you're going to hate this one.
Oh, great.
All right, I often have dreams. This is weird. I will say right away this is weird, and it's disturbing. Okay. Last night I had a dream. I'll often have dreams where there's a shower. I have to take a shower, but the shower is always cluttered, or it's a shower but not a real shower. Like it's a shower head, but it's like in the middle of like, say, a cardboard box or some sort of like not very well put together shower. Okay. But it has a drain, but the drain is always clogged. So the water doesn't go down right. And I always have to clear the drain. Okay. Now this is where it gets a little bit, I'm going to admit this part gets a little weird. Last night.
Because the other part wasn't.
Last night I had the similar dream. There's tons of clothes in the shower. I have to get rid of all the clothes. I have to move the clothes out of the way. I start to run the water, but I notice that the drain is clogged. Okay. With me so far.
Mm-hmm.
I look in the drain, and in the drain, there are a few kernels of corn and some green beans. Okay? With me so far.
I'm with you.
I take the kernels of corn out. There's only like 3, a couple pieces of green beans, and I store them in my mouth.
I knew it.
But
Why?
I do it anyway. But
I mean, I've had a shower hot dog, but I've never had shower beans.
well, now who knows how old those are, and I'll get to why this is a disgusting dream in the first place.
I don't think you have to.
No, I don't have to. Okay, well, anyway, moving on. Now, the drain is still not draining, so I reach down the drain and pull out handfuls of green beans and corn. And I pull out more, and I keep pulling out more and more. And now I've got I've got 2 full handfuls of green beans and corn and a couple kernels in my mouth.
I'm screaming, don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth. My whole soul.
So now I'm running around trying to figure out what to do with these wet green beans and kernels of corn. And I go to throw them away in the trash bag in the bathroom, and there isn't one. So I run out to the kitchen. There isn't one. Everywhere I run, there isn't one. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this stuff? And I don't know what to do with it because it's still just there. And I don't know why.
And you still haven't unclogged that fucking
And
drain.
I still haven't unclogged the drain.
Oh. So how often in a normal day do you say, no matter what I do, it's fucked?
Well, I live by a very simple rule. You know when people ask you how you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And what do most people say? Hey, how you doing?
Well, I'm fine. Everything's good.
Okay. You know what I
Living
say?
alive.
You know what I say? Because everybody expects you to say that, but that's not what I say. I say the nightmare continues, and so do I.
See?
And then people are like, what? Yeah. Well, you asked. That's
Right.
how I feel about it. The nightmare continues, and so do I.
Right. I'm still breathing.
Now, did you want to unpack that dream about the clogged drain and the?
It sounds exactly like the one in the ceiling. No matter what you do, something ends up fucked up, and it's your job to fix it. But you can't.
But I can't.
It's the fear of not being good enough.
That's deep.
There you go. That's what this is.
But
you just constantly are picking yourself apart, and you're never good enough to make it right. So you buy an expensive house. It's a beautiful house when you buy it. You inspected it yourself. And as soon as the sale is done, now you don't have any steps or windows, or the floor is junk because you fucked up. You're just not good enough.
That's true.
And then I don't know why you put that stuff in your mouth, especially because you hate beans and corn.
Why did I put that shit in my mouth? That's terrible. So here's the worst
It's
part.
such a toddler response. Look at all the shit in the drain. I guess I'll put it in my mouth.
Let's see, what else am I going to do with it?
Well, not put it in your mouth. That's a good start. What occurs to me is, like, what are you actually putting in your mouth in real life? What are you holding? Like, is there actually something that you found on your side table, or?
I don't usually put shit in my mouth. I don't have one of those oral
while you're sleeping.
fixations. I don't.
While you're sleeping, like, oh, this is beans and corn in a dream, but is it my watch in real life?
Yeah, I'm just exactly.
Just munching on coins.
Just eating my wife's toes.
Right. Holy Lord. I actually had one time. I was in real life. I had jumped up in bed and I was reefing on her leg. And she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm fixing the truck that you fucking broke." And I'm just reefing on her leg. And I jump off the bed like a little troll and run over to the corner and piss in it. This really happened. And so she hears there was a paper bag or so. It was a long time ago. I was probably not even 20 yet. And there's a paper bag and I'm pissing on or in that, she said. And then all of a sudden I just vanish. And so she goes out looking for me naturally because, I just pissed in a corner somewhere or in a closet or something and can't find me anywhere in the house. So she's being the person she used to be, lays back down in bed, says, fuck him, he'll survive. And and I get back I run back in the bedroom, jump in the bed like a little troll, start reefing on her leg again.
Is this your current wife?
No,
Oh,
it's my first wife.
Okay, it's your first wife.
Thank God.
Okay, gotcha.
If it was a current wife, she'd be like, yeah, so tomorrow I'm packing my stuff and we're gone. As soon as there's any kind of bodily fluids anywhere that's not supposed to be in the house, yeah, we're done with that.
Do you have any dreams where you just like pee wherever it just happens to be opportunistic?
I can't remember if I told you this one. I really hope I haven't. But I was peeing in a big heavy bucket, and I had pulled current wife to me and pissed all over her butt. I promptly got woke up. What the hell are you doing? And I specifically remembered the dream like it was this great big, like a feed bucket for an animal. And I was trying to pick it up and it was so heavy I couldn't pick it up and I had to pee so bad. So I just let her rip, tater chip, and it wasn't a bucket.
Now, what I find funny is that in your dreams, you actually pee. In mine, I pee in the dream, but I don't actually pee in real life.
Oh, pee dreams are dangerous, man.
I've never.
They're dangerous.
No, because what I'll do is I'll keep peeing and peeing and peeing and peeing and peeing. I'm like, what the fuck? And I still have to go. And then I'll just do it again and again and again. I'm like, fuck. And then I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I have to pee.
Yeah. That's how normal people do things.
Yeah. Instead of just pee.
Yeah. Luckily, it only happened once, possibly twice. I don't know if I was dreaming I was peeing in the first version of that. I don't remember anything about the dream. Apparently, there was a truck that she really had messed up that I was working on, though. And apparently, the part was like her leg.
How dare she? No, I'll have dreams where I'll pee and like there's plenty of bathrooms available, but I'm just like not down with it. I'm like, nah, I don't.
Understandable.
So my favorite one is that I will pee in the silverware drawer, all over the silverware. And then I'll start to pee all over the silverware, and then I'll be like, I shouldn't be doing this. And then I'll go
over here like,
and then I'll go finish in the bathroom and come back and be like, I should probably wipe this silverware off a little bit. And then I just get where it's damp a little bit, and then I just leave the rest of it.
Well, you're not good enough, so you're not going to do it right.
Hey, I'm like, God forbid I actually throw all that silverware away and be like, fuck this.
My gosh. I'm sitting here scared that you're even putting the idea in my head. You know what I mean?
It's just so convenient.
Right. It's so just the right height.
You just pee in the silverware drawer. Or pee in the closet. Yeah, stuff like that.
No. Yeah, the pee dream's dangerous. Sometimes even in a dream where I have to pee, I'm like, you better wake up because we know how this ends.
Yeah. I had one, I think it was yesterday too, when I had this dream. I had this dream that I have a lot of dreams where I'm back in high school too, or back in the Army or back in high school.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, it is. And I had one yesterday where we were at an elementary school doing some sort of presentation or something. So I had to go to the bathroom, and I went, and of course they had the tiny little potties and stuff, but their bathroom was huge. It was like a center island, and the classes were on the outside of that center island. So you could go into the restroom from multiple sides of that island. And I could not get the fuck out. It was me and a bunch of other parents, and we're like, how do we get the fuck out of here? So we're like,
that's terrifying.
We're like lost in a very
like you can see all the doors, but you can't get out of them.
It was a very tiny bathroom. It was just like every turn we get, there's another bunch of toilets and urinals, and I'm like, like center places where you can wash your hands. I'm like, how the fuck do we get out of here?
I've had that type of dream before, not that exact thing, but like the never ending, like you just took a route to somewhere you've taken a route to a million times and you're walking and you can't find your way to wherever it is you're going or back home, or you're trapped in some kind of a labyrinth or, something like that. That's a freaky one.
I often have this other weird dream. This is a really bizarre dream where I'm driving and I'm driving on like a platform, but then I've got to get down to the next platform, but there's no way it's too high.
You're driving?
Yeah, I'm driving. So I'm driving it's usually like an off-road vehicle. So I'm driving like an off-road vehicle, and then I'll get to this platform and I can't get down. It's too far of a drop. So what I'll do is I will grab my car, hang it over to the edge, and then trap it. And then go back down
like by hand?
Yeah, I'll pick it. I'll like go and just hang it over the edge and like, please hope this doesn't fuck up my car. And then I'll drop it and then I'll jump down and go drive away.
Classic God complex.
Yeah. Or you'll do the one where you drive off a bridge accidentally and then you're like, I have to go swim down to the bottom and try to pull my car back up.
Because all of a sudden you're bigger than everything and you just pick your car up like a...
No, I'm the same size. Car? No, I'm the same size. No, I'm not huge.
But
no, it's the same size. Car. Yeah, with one arm.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll scratch that God complex thing. You're not reaching from the heavens to get it. You're just...
No, I'm just reaching down to get it.
You're just Conan-ing the thing up.
Apparently.
That's crazy.
Well, what's really crazy. Well, what's really crazy is a lot of times though, it'll be like if you go across a bridge, but the bridge abruptly ends, but you can see the other side of the bridge. So everybody has to do that. Where everybody's like dropping their car in the water and they go down, they grab it and they're pulling it along and then they throw it back up on the other side. You're like, who designed this? This makes no sense. I don't even like water. I don't like to swim. I don't even like to swim.
I have nothing for this. It's very interesting.
Wow. So you're saying this is all completely normal, is what you're saying.
Sure. Who am I to gauge what's normal? I mean, for years, I had the reoccurring dream that I was in a burning building being chased by a cartoon coyote or fox or wolf or something. For years.
Yeah.
Never got out of the building.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah. I like cartoons. And fire.
Yeah, that was the main theme of the dream, was fire.
No, the building, I can still picture the building. I haven't had the dream in years, but I can still picture every detail of the building, and it had like the outdoors fire escape stairs, but they led right back into the building. Endless cycle of cartoon chasing canid.
Why didn't you just turn around and kick the coyote? Why would you be chased by... That's an irrational fear. What's a coyote going to do to you? What's a fox going to do to you?
It's a cartoon. It can do whatever it wants. I don't make up the dream. It just happened.
You literally just grab a pencil eraser and be like...
Yeah, I never think of it in the dream. Like I said, my solution is to float 2 feet off the ground and get the fuck out of Dodge. Sometimes I can fly really high. Sometimes I'm terrified and I'm up really high and can't fly.
Do you have a lot of dreams where you have to like be in conflict with like fighting in ancient times or anything like that?
Not ancient times so much, but something.
Something?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's always a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Or a fear or something going on that scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I float.
Common theme, float away.
Apparently my fight or flight is literally flight.
Yeah. I had this really cool dream where it was in a dystopian world. So basically something had happened where we all killed each other. And then there was different different like tribes, and they all survived by different eras in time, but it was the normal time for everybody. But they're like, well, we want our society to be based on, say, Renaissance Europe, or we want our society based on a biker gang or whatever. They all did different things. And the society I was part of had like a monarchy, but it was like a cool monarchy. So like everybody trained in sword and spear and horse and javelin and all that other stuff. And we were about to go against this other one that was like the same thing, but they wanted their champion to fight our king. And I had been training our king since he was like a little boy.
Hmm.
But I didn't think he could beat their champion, who was... Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
You know the mountain on Game of Thrones?
Yep.
Their champion was like the size of the mountain.
Okay. And your king was...
Our king was just a nice, like, he was like, probably 6 foot, but nice fair-haired young lad, blah, blah, blah. But I trained him well, but I didn't think he could beat him. And I was like, well, if they beat him, then basically they're going to absorb us into their kingdom. So I told him, I was like, you can't, I'm going to have to fight him for you. And of course he's like, you're too old. You're an old man now, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I understand that. I'm like, but let's say that if I die, then yes, we'll get absorbed, but you'll still live. So it's fine. I'm like, but he can't, but I was like, but he can't beat me. As a matter of fact, when I go to fight him, I will tell him the exact cuts I will make. And then I will literally point them out to him. And then I will, when the fight starts, I will kill him. And so I ended up basically having the king not kidnapped, but kinda. Like he went in to get his armor and we locked the doors and we barricaded him in. And so I went to fight this dude and I literally pointed it out to him. I was like, I'm going to cut you across here. And when you turn, I'm going to cut across the back of your legs and then I'm going to cut your head off. And of course he was like talking big shit and got his stuff. And I didn't even wear that much armor. Like he had his helmet, all that stuff. I didn't even wear that. And I did 3 cuts and killed him.
Hey, I'd watch that movie.
It was a dope scene.
And 2, we're back into you saving everybody.
Yeah. But the king was grateful. And we won.
At least he didn't fall through the roof and die.
This is true. He lived. He did live. And actually, I think probably if I was to like, if you could have like a remote control, like if you could record your dreams, I'm pretty sure that the king was my son.
Oh, interesting.
Like now, I'm like,
Right. That's interesting.
But in the dream, I don't think he wasn't my son. I trained him. He was my king.
Man, I wish you could record your dreams because they're, I'd probably be writing these down and making lots of money.
Yeah, I used to write a bunch of them down because I was like, oh, these would be pretty good. But I'm not a writer, so I'm always like, God, it would be so cool if I could find somebody who was like wanted to write movies because I have a bunch of fucked up ones. Like this would be a fucked up, and it would have to be those movies like remember what was it? Canon? Was it Canon that always had the movies that were fucked up? What was it? Chuck? What movie was it that had movie producers that had like Chuck Norris and all those guys? The 2 symbols would come together like clank. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember, but I don't remember the name of it. It's been too long.
Yeah, all those movies, all those kind of crazy movies. I think those would be like a kind of movie that Rutger Hauer would be in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rutger Hauer. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
He digs into the Slolodex for Rutger Hauer.
Hey, you can't deny Rutger Hauer was in some movies that were pretty fucking dope and that were like what we would call Class B movies. They're pretty fucking sweet. Yeah. My dreams are just chaos. There's no absolute rhyme or reason anything that I dream about. There's no storyline per se. Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. I'm like, my dreams always have not always, but more often than not, my dreams have a pretty interesting storyline.
Got on some drugs for restless legs one time, and those were some pretty cool dreams.
Yeah.
But other than that, mine are just like little clips of some shit happening, and then some different clips of some different shit happening, all strung together. And in my head, it's a storyline, but then you wake up and you're like, "Jeez, what the hell?"
Do you move
if you remember them at all?
Do you move a lot in your
What's
sleep?
that?
Do you move a lot in your sleep? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm all over the place.
How fast do you think you can fall asleep?
Not very.
Not very fast?
No.
Oh.
My brain's usually at nighttime is when it picks to work on things.
I can fall asleep in less than 3 minutes.
Oh, that must be amazing.
Well, not really. It means I have narcolepsy.
Or that. Yeah. But I would love to just go, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I literally can do that. It's...
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm jealous.
It's not, well, you shouldn't be because it's a horrible, horrible thing to have. But yeah. In other words, I have to spend the entire day trying to keep myself awake. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's like that all day. You don't just consciously do it at nighttime.
Yeah, that sucks. If I wanted to go to sleep all day, I could, which sucks because I'm never rested. So I can sleep for 10 hours, wake up and still be tired. I'm always tired.
My brain does remember that thing that happened 3 years ago? We should start being angry about that tonight. Let's think about that a little. How could we have fixed that? What should we do about that?
No.
For real, that's what my brain does. Or has this been bothering you? Let me add some more shit to it, and that should bother you even harder.
I think that means you're a middle-aged woman.
I am.
I believe that's a middle-aged woman problem.
Angry middle-aged woman entering menopause.
Yeah.
Or would it be menopause?
Or you could be a new mom. Yeah, maybe that's what you are. You could be a new mom.
Nope.
No.
That's not it.
No. I mean, never know. It could happen again. I'm on my fourth grandchild, son, daughter, whatever.
I'm my own grandpa.
Well, let's move to something else. Let's move to a movie that you told me to watch. The Peanut Butter Falcon.
And did you watch it?
I did. It was quite good.
Excellent.
But I have some plot points that I feel like are totally erroneous.
I think you're right.
Here's my biggest issue with that movie. That movie was really good. I was very happy in the end when he picked that dude up because I was like the whole time, I'm like, he's going to pick that motherfucker up and throw his ass, which was awesome. Yep. Sorry if I spoiled it. Watch the movie. Yep. It's really good. Peanut Butter Falcon.
5-year-old movie. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. Here's the problem that I had with that movie. So the girl who's chasing the young man around, she's attractive.
Correct.
Shia LaBeouf, not. He is fucking disgusting and gross, and yet has super confidence and is downright, what would you call it? What's the word?
Cocky?
Sexually assaulting her, basically, when he first meets her. I'm like, okay, I'm not an ugly dude. Even in my prime, I would not have hit on her like that.
Okay, but how many people at the very high school you went to would and had the exact same flaws he had? Yeah. They would find the hottest woman they could find and sexually assault them.
Yeah, well, because they're pieces of human garbage.
Right, and think there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, the confidence on how scruffy and how bad he clearly had to have smelled and his fucking frayed hat and all that other shit. I'm like, why would you think that you should even speak to this woman?
Right. You know, he smelled like BO and Marlboros.
Yeah.
With a little bit of beer sweat.
Yeah, and how bad were those fingernails? Come on. Come on. And you know he has like toenail fungus.
Oh, absolutely.
So
he's walking through the mud all the time.
Yeah, so it's very, very gross. Got the athlete's foot. Probably got crotch rot.
It gives the trolls like me hope.
Yeah, so, well, that's not nice.
He said, yeah.
Well, that's not nice.
It sure does, Rick. It sure does.
Sure does. But no, looking back at myself in my prime, I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. As a matter of fact, I rarely talk to women unless they talk to me first.
I think I went through a phase where I thought I could do that and then realized I had absolute zero game and just went ahead and made it okay with me.
Yeah.
Where I had, thought I had game and I would talk to any woman, approach them. I don't care. Now I'm like,
oh, that's funny. I don't,
because I'm smart enough to know what I'm working with.
Well, I mean, if you have this is what I always think is funny is I always tell people like how low my self-esteem is. And people are like, well, you don't act like you have low self-esteem. I'm like, well, that's the trick. Like, yeah, you don't act like you do, but I have terribly low, very, very low self-esteem.
That's kind of where I went with those dreams though, is like, you're always worried you're not good enough.
Yeah, that is true. I am always worried that there's something more that I have to do. There's always something more that I have to accomplish. And if I haven't accomplished it, that's very, very bothersome, which is sad.
That's very true in your life.
Yeah. Which is very sad because I had absolutely nothing to accomplish as a young person. I was like, well, I don't have anything to accomplish. I'm going to be, this is it. This is as good as it gets. I'm going to be a fat loser. I'm going to be a fat brown loser in a white town. Yay.
Yay. This is me now. This is how it's going to end.
Great. Can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Please, can't wait to get the fuck out. Which I did.
And I was the representative of that white town.
Nice.
Even though I'd only moved there years prior.
Well,
I'm everything that's wrong with that town.
Nah.
No, actually, I had the same
more.
opinion then.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more. Anybody from our high school town, don't take this personal. It's just true.
I don't.
No,
care.
I figured I
personally
would
don't care.
escape that town. I immediately, upon graduation, moved away from that town to a different small white town for a little while, and didn't come back for years. And then got harassed by that town's police officers on a regular basis every time I rolled through it.
Damn, like in Rambo? How come you didn't like run away into the mountains and, put a headband on, come back through the town, kill everybody?
Kill everybody. Well, to start with, I was about 5'3" and about 105 pounds soaking wet. That's always a problem when you want to kill everybody.
Well, you could have been a tunnel rat. You just dig tunnels everywhere and pop up and like kill them and pop back down.
Like we're just getting back into your technical dreams now. I'm driving an Olds 98. They always pull it over and do checks per pot.
They drew first blood. Good
God. That was a great impersonation. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's because half my face doesn't move just like his. Our lips both go up. Only one side of our lips goes up, me and Stallone. Yet he's famous and I'm not.
It's a travesty.
It is.
But I could actually understand what you're saying most of the time.
But he did work hard. So kudos to him. Kudos to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just read something about that whole situation with his mental state and his facial paralysis. And that was pretty much like his driving force to becoming a movie star, was that there's no way he was going to stop with that. And through the beginning of the Rocky stuff, he had all kinds of issues with it.
Huh. Interesting.
What's my excuse? Pushing through.
What's my excuse for my lip not moving?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Bell's palsy at a young age.
I wish it was on the same side though. Like I have my droopy eyelids on my right, but my mouth doesn't move on my left. So I'm like, if it could just be on the same, if I could just have one side of my face that's fucked up and the other side that sort of works.
Just a strange synapse in your brain. Just the electrical current's not exactly getting to where it needs to be.
It's like arise.
But at least you have the twitchy arms, and that's important.
Yeah, that's what's important. What's important is it hasn't affected my mental state at all. That's what's important.
No, not at all.
No. Well, I didn't know Stallone actually had like facial paralysis. We're going to have to look that up. We can't prove any of this. Rick might not be right. He could have dreamed it. We don't know.
I'm never right. We could be dreaming right now.
Yeah.
If you're offended, just know you're going to wake up.
Yeah. And if you're offended, listen anyway.
Right.
Oh my God. All right. So anyway, back to the Peanut Butter Falcon. Good movie. But that is what I had the problem with the whole time. I was like, okay, she's not going to give you the time of day. And then all of a sudden, she's digging him. I'm like, why are you digging him? What is there to dig? What does he have going for him? Tell me. He just got hit in the head with a crowbar. First of all, he's going to be eating mashed potatoes through a straw for the rest of his life. There's no way he didn't have a traumatic brain injury. He got a skull fracture. There's no way getting hit with a tire iron at point blank range, literally, in the side of the head, his head was smashed in.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's, like I said, eating mashed potatoes through a straw. Hold the gravy.
Maybe he actually died and we watched his dream.
Yeah. It would have been better if he'd have died. I feel like they ruined the movie by letting him live.
That's pretty strong.
Well, don't you think so?
But then who would have taken care of the Peanut Butter Falcon?
The girl. She was driving.
What's rule number 1? Party.
And why wasn't the Peanut Butter Falcon immediately signed to like the WWE?
I have no idea. I mean, it was brilliant.
He picked up a dude who was like 7 feet fucking tall and threw him. That guy was dead too. There's no way that guy was alive. What my legal defense? Didn't know I was that drunk. Sorry. I'm like, okay, you can go.
There's such a non-PC phrase for how he did that. A certain type of strong.
Yes.
And it's not the same type that moms get when the car flips over and the kids are in it.
Mom strong?
Yes, mom strong. That's what I'm looking for.
That's what he was. Mom strong. He's mom strong. Yeah. Yeah, he should have been immediately signed. And Shia LaBeouf should have been dead. He should have died.
That'd have been the shortest movie ever, and we would have enjoyed it half as much.
It happened at the end. There was only 3 more minutes to the movie after he got hit. There's no way no way. And he certainly wouldn't have been well enough to drive in a car to Florida. Did you see how fucked up his face was? Okay, this guy had some serious brain swelling. Come on. God.
He's hemorrhaging internally.
Yeah.
Driving the Peanut Butter Falcon to the thing.
Yeah, they're hitting every fucking bump along the way.
Only to meet 2 old has-beens.
Yeah. What state were they in originally? Georgia?
I have no, Louisiana?
Where were they?
Maybe.
Did it ever say? Well, it was Louisiana. For some reason, I thought it was North Carolina. I don't know why.
Could have been. It looks the same almost. Lots of swamp, lots of water.
Who knows? Anyway.
Lots of cattails.
Anyway, other than the fact that Shia LaBeouf lived, it was a good movie. Should have fucking died.
Well, maybe he died later.
Oh, he definitely died.
He was running on alcohol and adrenaline.
He definitely died. And what about that guy who hit him? Did he go away for murder? These are things that I want to know. I want to see the second one. In the second movie, it should take place 6 months later, and they're going to visit Shia LaBeouf in an assisted living because he's fucking head injured. And the dude is banging the chick now. And he's
the Peanut Butter Falcon
Peanut Butter Falcon is banging the chick. And they both work for some wrestling federation.
We saw that movie. It's called Joe Dirt 2.
Joe Dirt. There's a Joe Dirt 2? No, there isn't, is there?
You haven't seen Joe Dirt 2.
There's a Joe Dirt 2?
Do I have to teach you how to learn?
Oh, that's terrible. I can't believe that's
Kid
true.
Rock's in it. It's great.
I mean, Kid Rock's in the first one.
Right.
The chick is hot in that movie.
Yeah. She's boiling hot.
Anyway, there's a Why? Why is there a Joe Dirt 2?
Because they wanted to see if they could make you watch the same movie twice.
Oh my God.
I did.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it, man. I don't think that's going to happen.
Just okay for me, dog. It was a little pitchy.
I don't think I can do it. No. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Did you watch Downside Up?
I did not.
You should watch that. It's good. It's only like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like 13
I think you
minutes.
even sent me notes on it, like, watch this, Downside. No, Swan sent me notes on this. She said Downside Up and something else. And I went, cool, I'll remember that. Okay, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it's only like 13 minutes. Try not to cry out of joy and happiness.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I will.
Probably.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I also will. And then I'll have a dream and then I'll pee in the silverware drawer. And you know what the downside is too, is when I start to clean the pee off the silverware, it's like filmy because the pee has dried just enough, but not totally. So it's
that
like,
it won't ever go
so
away.
it's like plasma. So you're trying to, it doesn't really come off. So I'm like, fuck it. It's not my
like
silverware.
It's the same as the drain with the beans in it. Like it just never stops for you. Yeah. You just keep digging and trying to make it better, and it just keeps being fucked. You dream my life.
Holy
good
cow. Times. Well, that was a fun conversation. That was a fun conversation. See, you did it. You did just fine by yourself with no one here else to improv off of. Nice job.
I wasn't scared.
Well, good. There were people that were worried. I was like, why would you worry? Why be worried?
What people?
Why be worried? That it's just us two. I'm like,
was it you? Were you people?
Friends want to know, can Rick do the podcast with just the Beaveman? And the answer is yes, he can.
Excellent. I just let you do most of the talking and throw in shit every once in a while. It's like being a monkey at the zoo.
Now we do have a friend that we could bring on the show who's tried to who's talked about my dreams before. And I think we should bring her back. We should ask her if she wants to come and interpret those dreams. But she'll say something like, "Oh, you're just pent up. You probably just need to have sex.
You're just fully loaded. It's fine.
You just need to ejaculate. That's the problem." I'm like, nope.
She may be right. I don't
think
know.
that's it either. I don't think that's it. I usually get pretty lucky in most of my dreams, and it's not with Swan. Hi-yo! Oh, sorry. Swan.
Hey-oh.
Sorry, Swan. You're not even here to defend yourself. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Lord, I apologize.
She would say, "I'm fine with that.
Lord, I apologize. That was not
It doesn't bother me."
True. That's probably what she would say. All right. Well, I don't have anything to promote. I don't have anything coming up because when this comes out, I will already have done my comedy competition. I'm actually planning on, I think, working pretty heavily more on the podcast than doing any type of mics. Because nobody books me anyway, so I should be working on other things.
You need a manager, a really good ass manager.
Why?
To book you.
Why?
To promote you. Why not?
I've been enough places doing comedy that if anybody wanted me on their shows, they would have asked by now.
Sell.
Yeah.
Promote shamelessly.
I got nothing to offer. Not everybody likes dark comedy.
It's true.
Which you would think everybody
don't.
It really thinks that people should, though, because the point of dark comedy is that life is horrible. And you need to take these horrible situations and make light of them so that you don't go crazy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is I'm like Jesus. I'm bringing gifts to the world. I'm the
views expressed by Beaveman are not shared by the others here at this.
I'm not like Jesus. Sorry, JC. I didn't mean that.
What are you, John Lennon?
Imagine this.
You want him to start burning Beaveman records?
Imagine this. No heaven.
No, please.
Anyway. All right. Well, I have nothing to promote. So I'm just going to thank Ricker for doing the show today. And this show is not better without JD.
No, it's not. JD, we need you.
JD, we need you. Swan also. But Swan was busy today. So God bless her.
Yeah.
It happens. You got anything to promote there, Ricker? Of course not.
I got nothing.
He's got nothing. All right, then. Well, adios. Mooch fuck goes.